Yo, you know, anime fans are kinda annoying.
No!
They're annoying for a lot of different reasons, but the main thing is how a lot of them consume stories. It seems like a lot of anime fans are just allergic to happiness, or characters being happy. I don't know why. I first noticed this through being a My Hero Academia fan. Okay, just listen. My Hero has a lot of issues, but the main criticism it's always gotten that I thought was dumb is that Deku is too nice, I guess, or not hard enough. Like, a major criticism that Deku gets is that he cries too much, when I feel like every single time Deku has cried, it's been warranted. Especially that scene where All Might tells him he can become a hero. God, that shit gets me every time. But this isn't a Deku defense video, I promise. This video is more about the root of that criticism. This idea that anime fans have that everything has to be dark and gritty or it's just not good. Being a One Piece fan, I obviously hear this argument constantly, and it feels like as a community, we've forgotten the appeal of a kind, optimistic story. I mean, just look at all the current series that people gush over and call the best. JJK, Attack on Titan, Chainsaw Man, shit like that. While I like all of these, JJK and AOT are actually two of my favorites, but these are the series that are almost universally considered good. And I've noticed that it's always the darkest ones.
Coincidence? I think not!
And I don't want to see no shonen versus seinen shit in the comments, cause y'all all do this shit. I think it's because of the stigma that anime has of being childish and goofy, which it often is, and a lot of anime fans are so desperate to shake that stigma that they gravitate towards the darkest things possible, almost regardless of how good the storytelling actually is. Even characters like Deku randomly get praise from anime fans on Twitter the moment he goes through a dark, depressed arc. Like, is this the only way y'all know how to look at stories, is how edgy they are? I really noticed this issue when people started randomly shitting on Spy Family.
Bruh, really?
Of all things, Spy Family. I didn't get why. It's well animated and has a pretty simple, fun premise and likable characters. But from what I've seen, the main criticism is this common thing that anime fans love complaining about constantly. Stakes.
Oh my god, bro.
God, I wish anime fans never learn that shit. Niggas will never shut the fuck up about that shit. I hate this term, not because stakes don't matter, but because they have such a limited view of where stakes come from. To anime fans, stakes almost always means I need to be scared that characters might die. I promise you, if Lloyd had some agent friends that die every few episodes or something like that, niggas will be praising that show because they think that's the only thing that can possibly give a series, specifically action-based series, any kind of tension. Stakes can be emotional, monetary, etc. Stakes can come from basically anywhere. The point is, stakes can come from so many places other than characters dying. For example, the stakes in Spy Family all stem from the fact that the relationship the characters have with each other are fragile, and all it takes is for one of them to mess up once, and they'll end up being split up by the agency. And that's Spy Family. So when I hear people talk about these heavy action series like One Piece or My Hero and pretend they have no stakes just because characters aren't dropping like flies, it always annoys me. Like, the well-being of their entire world is in the balance, but since All Might isn't dead, I guess there's just some Weenie Hut Jr. shit. I knew it was bad, but when Gear 5 came out, oh my god, it was obvious. Y'all remember the memes of like Gear 5 if anime fans wrote it? That shit was dead ass, bro. I literally saw people posting those pictures of Luffy in full body hockey and shit looking angry. I expected people outside of One Piece to do this because of previous things I've mentioned, but even big One Piece accounts were talking about how they hate Gear 5 because of how goofy it is. And it proved to me, well, really reminded me, that a lot of One Piece fans are fans despite the goofiness and not because of it. Which is crazy because we all know One Piece is goofy as hell, especially when it comes to Luffy, because all of his fights have been a super serious villain fighting against him and Luffy doing the most goofy shit to win, especially in those early pre-time skip fights. Like, all of these blue fights were like that, and it feels nostalgic to see Oda find a way to go back to those roots while keeping the plot moving forward. But for a decent portion of anime fans, it seems like that takes away from the fights for them, which I never understood. I'd say the fights have become even more interesting now that Oda's able to flex his creativity, but again, since Luffy isn't angry and edgy, niggas don't like it. I just think in general, not just anime fans, but all of the world in general, the way that we consume media is indicative of the lack of of joy that people have in their personal lives. It's like in the modern world, people are allergic to happiness and they purposely avoid it any chance they can get because we've kind of fetishized sadness in a way. I think if more people try to consume happy media and enjoy happy media instead of trying to find the most tragic thing, in general, people would just be happier. But yeah, man, that's all I got for today. Let me know in the comments what you think about this current trend going on. If you like the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, man, I'm gone.